I'm Noel.
And I'm
This is
Liam.
Liam from Oasis, and you're watching 120 Minutes.
And that was Oasis with Supersonic, and this is Oasis having their tea. How are you?
Not bad, not bad.
Good, good.
Not bad.
Don't trouble yourself there.
I won't, don't worry.
So you've just been doing a load of touring around Britain, and I suppose you get sick of being asked this, but it started off in Newcastle with a bit of fisticuffs. What was all that about?
Well, just about someone who went, I don't know,
We're halfway through the 4th number, and the gig, for once, was like a really good atmosphere, because sometimes the atmospheres can be really sort of like hyper and charged and what have you.
Right.
And this geezer took it upon himself to jump up on stage through security. He punched me in the eye with like this ring on or something, and there was a bit of blood everywhere.
Really?
So he just sort of took the guitar
Was
off
he just overexcited, or had you done something to him?
No, maybe it's just because he thinks he's hard and he thinks we're up for the fight and that.
Right.
He thought, yeah, I'll have this.
Well, it was actually because he found out I was sleeping with his girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nice one.
So on the gig front, you just come back from the new music seminar as well in New York. What do you think of that? And like, was the sort of playing to an American audience for the first time? Did you notice much of a difference there from what it is in England?
They got right into it straight away, yeah. They didn't. I don't think. The thing is, with English artists, like, they look at what you're about, you know what I mean? If you ain't got the right haircut, then you're not right for me. And if you ain't wearing the right pants, you're not right for me. And if you've got a pair of trainers on, you're not right. But over there, a bit different. It was like, never mind, you know what I mean? This is a good sound, it's a good song, and I'm having it, I'm dancing. It was pretty weird, there was chalk at the gig.
That's good.
Everyone was having it.
You're going to go back and go around the country there?
Yeah, we're going in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
But what a lot of people don't realise is that at that seminar, most of the gigs, or 90% of the gigs, took place in front of like the seminar people. We were the only band who insisted that if we were going to go to America, we wanted to do a paying gig where people who were in the band could come and pay to watch us.
Right.
And then they were saying, oh, you can't come. We said, all right, fine, we won't come then. So then they let us do a paying gig and made us do some gig out in the docks in Brooklyn somewhere, about 20 miles away from everywhere else was staying. But that's why we said when we came back that we weren't part of that circus.
Right.
We just went out there to play it for our fans and somebody else paid for it.
They're weird things in them seminars.
Yeah, you can't play in front of well, especially us anyway, we can't play in front of a load of people in suits and briefcases who are going, well, it's not actually never mind, is it? It's like, you know, we wanted to play in front of people who wanted to come and see us.
Yeah,
and
cool.
it was a really good atmosphere.
Well, let's have a bit more of Oasis while we have a look at Shaker Maker. Oasis and Shaker Maker still here with the boys out of Oasis. I was going to say, Liam, the group was already up and running before Noel joined. What was it like having your big brother come in and take over?
It was his saving grace.
He was having it, but he weren't running, he weren't really going anywhere.
Right.
It was good. It was needed, and you know what I mean? Like, people going, oh yeah, how do you feel about him taking over? He's took over the songs, you know what I mean? He's not took over the way the band's run. Or way I'm going to run my life. He's not took over me.
Yes, I have.
No, he hasn't. He took over the structure of the songs and the way the songs should be, which is right.
Yeah.
Gives a bit of discipline. But he's not took over the vocals, you know, the guy who stands in front of that, but he's not took over that, because that's me.
Nice one. Yeah. So you did do the most of writing then?
Yeah, I do all the writing, all the music and the lyrics and the
Because
arrangements.
I read in...
And I co-produced the album.
Well, get it in, you may as well.
Yeah, I might as well.
But I read that you'd written almost like another album's worth of material. Yeah,
we know, which is why people go on about our arrogance or self-confidence or whatever, but there's only 5 people in the country who know where the music's going, and that's us, and we know it's it's better than this album in a different way. I mean, this album's like a great album.
The new stuff is?
Yeah, it's just more... It's more classic.
It's more
classic than this one is. If you could get more classic than this, but it's...
Of course you can. It's like, that was our first album. You know what I mean? You know the score. You know what I mean? You do your first album, your second album's always going to be better.
Yeah.
Because you learn a bit more about
what you're about.
What you're about and like where you want to go and how you want to sound.
Because you get like obviously the band, you know more about what's coming next. So like, will you find it frustrating because the record company will always prefer for you to go out and do loads of promotion on a record that's already out rather than trying to support you being prolific or anything? Do you think that's going to be frustrating as you like are growing, writing all the time and the company just want you to plug you know, definitely maybe?
I think from what I know about the music business, maybe, but from what I know about my record label, then definitely not.
Right.
Because they just let us do whatever we want to do, and like if we don't want to do it, then they can't make us do it.
Sure, yeah.
But you know, and by the same rule, you know, but we respect their advice and their decisions about how, you know, what the band should be doing, and we work together, but it's not like a case of them and us, it's just a case of us, like all of us.
Right.
But I mean, we intend to, like, get this album done. We've got a single coming out at Christmas, a brand new song, and then
Brilliant.
we want to bring out a single in March, and then record another album, and then maybe not promote that one, maybe have a bit of time off, because we've been, like, together now in each other's pockets for 3 years. By the time we get to there, it's going to be 4 years, and I think we're going to need a rest by that point. But we still want to record loads of stuff, so that if we do want to take maybe 6 months off or whatever, we still stick it out. Yeah, because like, all the best bands just had a single out every 3 months, you know, and they just kept banging them out and banging them out.
Talking of the best bands as well, you've picked us a video to have a look at of somebody that you're a fan of.
Oh, totally. This is Hung Up by the Weller.
The genius of Paul Weller, as chosen by Liam and Noel of Oasis, still here on the couch or on the floor as it is. One of the things that the press have, I don't like to keep using them as, you know, what I'm going to throw at you, but you like to do a bit of rock and roll behaviour in the hotels.
Yeah, sometimes, just on occasions, not all the time, because some hotels are that. There was one, and it just started through the Columbia. This is when it all started.
But everyone goes to the Columbia in Trash.
Exactly, that's what does my head in. We're in there, and it was all right at first. You're meeting all these bands, and you're all having a bit, you know what I mean? And then after a bit, you're thinking,
They should be putting us up in better hotels than
you know what I mean? I was there sleeping there.
So we thought, well, why not just try and get bars? So we got bars, so now they don't put us in there no more.
And it's cool.
More power to the artist.
Take things, but you got to be careful though with that sort of behaviour, because I mean it can turn you into like sort of a cartoon type character.
Yeah, I know.
That like a would-be audience might be turned off the idea of checking Oasis out because they're these guys that do the rock and roll thing.
I know, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah.
Bonadu started it first, and he's on top. I hate it when he done it, and I thought, no, don't do it, because this is what it's not about that. You know what I mean? Leave that to all them retro people.
Hotel trashers.
Yeah.
In an age as well now, the popular music, a lot of stuff that's coming from America is made by like your slackers or your professional losers and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if I was to take like the lyrics to Live Forever on sort of face value, I would say that it puts across a really sort of optimistic and a positive side, you know, of life. Would you agree that there's a part of Oasis that is an optimistic band?
Of course, that's what it's all about. We're all optimistic, you know, what of it.
Because like our lyrics are just—they're not about telling people how bad our childhood was or how bad where we live is. Our lyrics are saying how good it can be, how good we want it to be. And the best lyric ever written by the Slacker generation was, "I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me?" And that just sort of sums it up, because they are losers, so why doesn't somebody go and kill them?
Well, on that note, let's have a look at Oasis doing the optimistic thing. Thanks for coming in, by the way.
All right, nice
Good luck with it all.
Nice to meet you.
And you, yeah.
See you later.
And this is Oasis and Live Forever.